What is good, guys? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today I have a super interesting concept for a video. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So along with me today, I've got Ziggi, who most of you probably know. He's a pro player, definitely the type of guy who's able to get rounds with few clues. Then I also have Willy Woxy, who's a friend of mine. Now this guy's undoubtedly one of the best players at the Australia map in the whole world. But at the world map, he knows the basics, but he's definitely not an experienced player. So here's how it's going to go down. I'm going to play 2 A diverse world seeds. In each round, I'm going to be looking around and picking out particular clues. I'm going to take a screenshot of said clues, and I'm only allowed 1 or 2 per round. So here's an example of how it might look. I'm going to take a screenshot maybe of the bollard and the architecture here, and that's what I'll send to both players. Now both players are going to receive these screenshots with no context of the rest of the round, and they have to come up with which country they think the round is. The twist is that I'm going to try to make the clues easy enough so that Ziggy is able to guess the country, but hard enough so that Will is not able to guess the country. So each time I successfully get Ziggy to guess the country, but Will isn't able to guess the country, we get 1 point. But Will gets a point every time that we miss the country or he gets the country. Do give the video a like to help me out in the algorithm, and let's get into the first round. Okay guys, let's get into the first seed here and see what kind of screenshots we'll be able to send here. Well, this one's pretty obviously Philippines, which is good. It's good to have an obvious first round. We could just screenshot this, and I feel like that would be enough. Okay, so I've got snipping tool up here. I would say that this is a pretty good clue for Philippines, so I'll send that as my first screenshot to them. Okay, my second screenshot might be like this here, I would say.
Okay, so we have this picture here, which we have a white and yellow line together. Then we have this picture here, which looks like a sign of some sort on a yellow pole. I don't get much from this image, but this image makes me think of Uruguay. I just feel like I've seen a lot of yellow and white road lines together on the road there, so I think I'm gonna lock in Uruguay for this one.
Okay, we got our first clue. Not a lot. It's just a road line. I think I've seen these in Philippines before, but the pavement doesn't look Filipino. This is like the Philippine signpost. The chevron signpost is yellow a lot of times in Philippines, so yeah, I think I have my answer, Philippines.
All right, boys, so have you come to your decisions? We'll hear Willy's answer first.
Okay, I went for Uruguay, and it was based mostly off the first image. I feel like I've just seen a few yellow and white road lines next to each other in Uruguay. I'm not sure if they come in like sets of 3 and not 2.
And Ziggy, what is your answer for the round?
It's Philippines. After the first image, I kind of knew already because like these road lines are Filipino. Like I thought about Uruguay shortly, but the asphalt didn't really match for me. And then with the second image, it was like, I mean, then it just confirmed it. We have like a yellow signpost with a chevron on it, very Filipino.
All right, so Ziggy is absolutely right as far as I'm concerned. I'll go ahead and guess here and see if he is correct. And yes, he was correct. So it was Philippines. Well done. It's 1 point to me and Ziggy, 0 to Willy. But decent logic there, Willy. I mean, as Ziggy said, that was one of the ones he considered. So yeah. All right, guys. Next round here. Okay, so this one's clearly somewhere in Japan. We got the low camera, so I have to think about how I can, get Ziggy to get this round. Okay, so I reckon my first screenshot here might be this like guardrail. I feel like the fact that it's painted white should be quite good for Ziggy to be able to get it. So I think that will be number 1. And then I think I might go for these kind of guy wires here. I feel like they are very Japanese in a way that Willy might not be able to get. So yeah, I think I'll go for that here.
Okay, here are the other sets of images. So we have this guardrail here, and we have this, I think it's a guy wire. I kind of know this one. I think I can narrow it down to a few countries. This looks like a B-type, or B-profile, I guess, guardrail. I know these are found in like Poland, Czechoslovakia, maybe like Croatia as well. And this I don't know. Czechia? I don't know.
So we got 2 images again this round, and right at the start, this is the first image, and this looks like a Japanese guardrail. Second image we have here also confirms it because it is a Japanese guy wire. Yeah, I think it's one of the southern guy wires, so Japan.
All right, fellows, what were we thinking? Will, your answer first.
So I purely had to have a stab here, and I'm going to say Czechia.
Okay. And Ziggy, which country did you think it was?
I thought it was Japan.
Right, so this one I know because the low cam is going to be Japan, so let's send in the guess here. Again, good logic, Willy. Actually, it does definitely look like a B-type guardrail, but I think the clue word there was that it's painted white, which I think is something quite Japanese and something you don't see that often, like over in Europe, I guess. Okay, next round here is somewhat interesting to me. It's definitely Mexico, but I'm struggling to think about what I should send here so that Ziggy will know that. Obviously, I could send like this kind of sign. That would be a fairly good clue. I could combine that with the thatched roof here, which definitely is quite like a Mexican thing. But would that be too easy for Willy? This one is a bit of a risk. I think I'm going to go for a single image this time and see if that will work.
Okay, we have Zona. It's Spanish. And we also have a big truck in the background. So I think it could be Mexico. This looks like it could be some kind of beach resort. Beaches in Mexico. Could be Spain as well. You would not have a truck like this in Spain, I don't think.
Okay, this is an interesting one. Not sure what exactly am I looking at. It says, looking at the cars, and they look kind of American. Thatched roof, like something you find in Yucatan. That's really all I can think about right now.
All right, boys, you both have your answers, so let's hear Will's first. What do you reckon, Will?
Okay, so you're very kind in this one. You gave us pretty much like half a round, which is pretty good. I think that this is Mexico.
Okay, and Ziggy, which one do you think it is?
I had the exact same reasoning. I also said the cars look American. We had Spanish on the thing. My answer was also Mexico.
Okay, so Willy is guaranteed to get the point here, regardless of whether it is Mexico or not. I, though, did not mean to include that truck in the screenshot. I did not realize when I screenshotted it that was in there. So well picked up, Willy, because that should indeed mean that we're going to be somewhere in Mexico here. So let's see. And of course, it was just near Cancun there. So well done, Willy. Pulls his first point. Well done, well done. All right, let's move into the next round. Oh my goodness. Willy is one of the best players at Australia in the world. And here we are in Australia. So this is interesting news. I will have to be very cryptic here. I don't even know what to do here. Okay, this, I think I have to go with the Google car and something else. Maybe like the green pole. I have to like, this is extremely unpleasant. So I think I'll go with the Google car, which is something at least. And then maybe, I do not know what else to go with here. Maybe just the Google car? I feel like just the Google car on the road is the best thing to do here, but my goodness. Okay, that's it.
Okay, we have an interesting image here from Zigzag. We have just the road and these kind of road markings. I have to say, I think this is Australia. Being Australian is a country I'm naturally going to be biased towards, but this just feels like a road in Australia, specifically maybe like Victoria?
Okay, this round we're only looking at the tarmac, really. And we have a few road lines. These road lines definitely look like Australia. We have double white in the middle. Outsides are white too. Also, it kind of looks like we have a blur in the front, so we could be driving left, which also fits. So my answer would be Australia.
Alrighty, lads. Interesting one. So, Will, what were you thinking the country was here?
Okay, so I thought it was Australia. I mean, being Australian, I'm naturally biased towards it. It's also a country I play fairly often, and it just looks like a standard road.
Rightio, and Ziggy, what country do you think it is?
Yeah, I also guessed Australia, double white in the middle, white outer lines. It kind of looks like we're driving on the left, so I also went Australia.
All right, well, yeah, both absolutely correct here. I did not know how I could do this one in a way that Ziggy could get it, but yeah, Will being one of the best Australia players in the world, that was not going to be an easy task. All right, guys, time to pull up our socks a bit here. This is certainly gettable, not too bad. Okay, we got a lion tenor here. Snow poles as well. I think this is Finland, but that's not that good news, I would say. This is like, it's fairly gettable as a whole image, but I don't really know what I point to here to be able to get the specific round. So yeah, these snow poles are not like that useful either. Okay, I think the best way to do it is just to send this image here. It looks quite Finnish. It's kind of hard to like say why. I think it's just the vibe. So I'm hoping that Ziggy just gets the vibe here. But I guess we'll find out. This is not so easy. So let's get it.
Okay, this is the next image we have here from Zigzag. Very interesting. We have basically the whole landscape here. So I feel like Ziggy's 100% getting this. I am really bad at these types of rounds. I can never decide if they're North America or like kind of Scandinavia. I think purely because of the birch trees, I might have to go with Finland. My other thought would be Canada here, maybe US, but Finland's what I'm going to lock in.
Okay, let's see. What do we have here? This looks like a Scandinavian kind of road. Base of the unpaved road, I would say Finland. I'm going with Finland here. Could be Sweden, though.
All right, boys, that is the end of the first seed. So, Will, what do you think the final round was here?
I was kind of tossing up between, I think, mainly Finland and Canada. Like, we have birch trees, which I know are fairly common in those. So I think I went Finland, and I think it was purely just because I see birch trees there way more often. So
Rightio.
Yeah.
And Ziggy, did you have the same answer?
I have the same answer. I have a bit more reasoning behind it, but that doesn't give me any credit.
I could have maybe cut it differently, but yeah, well done. This one should be Finland, I imagine. And ooh, it was Sweden. We all got it wrong. I thought it was Finland too.
I thought about Finland. I mentioned Sweden, but it looked more Finnish, so.
There we go. It is going to be Willie leading into the second seed. This should be Japan. Yeah, it is Japan. Okay, this is interesting. The architecture is super unique, I would say. So is there anything actually to get this one? Okay, this thing is like a very Asian looking, like growing container. That pole top is very Japanese as well, so we could use those two. I think the architecture could be our friend here, although it may just be more advantageous to send this field and that pole top.
Here are the images. We have this weird kind of agriculture thing, and there is a person as well. Bit of landscape here as well, and this is the second image here. We have some interesting poles, a bit of road, some architecture. Not much really. I'm really torn here. I thought the first image looked kind of Asian, but this kind of makes me feel like it's more maybe South American. What are those poles? I don't know. I'm really struggling on this one. The building's white as well. That's kind of making me think Mediterranean vibes, but I don't know if that's correct. But the poles kind of look like the Portuguese kind of style of pole. Maybe I just go like Portugal or Spain here. I think I'm gonna go Portugal.
Okay, we got two pictures this round. So the first one, not very much. This looks like Southeast Asia, maybe. Thought about a lot of countries here. Second image has poles in it. I'm not sure what these poles are. I mean, this landscape kind of looks like Taiwan or something with this road. Could fit, I guess. Architecture also matches, I guess. Like, what is worrying me is that it's not paint, like it doesn't have the stripes, so that is definitely weird.
All right then, lads, what were we thinking, Will?
I really struggled on this one. I'm not confident at all. I kind of tossed up literally between Asia, South America, and Europe here, but I ended up going with Portugal.
Rightio. So I can say that Portugal is wrong, but I am curious to see whether Ziggy got it correct. What were you thinking, Ziggy?
My initial thought was Taiwan, but why is this pole not like, doesn't have like the stripes on it? I'm not 100% on this.
Okay, so your final answer is Taiwan then?
Yes.
Okay, well, Willie gets the point because neither of you correct. This was actually Japan, and some very southern Japan here.
Wow.
I reckon.
That makes a
because
lot of
it's
sense
quite lush. I was actually worried with that spike on the top of the pole that you might go Korea, because I'm pretty sure that spike is most common in Korea and Japan. Yeah, I can also see Taiwan as a guess, definitely. So let's see where this actually was. Should be southern Japan. And yeah, it was Okinawa there. So very reasonable guess from you, Ziggy. But Willie takes the point. So well done, Willie.
Well, I feel bad with that one. I was halfway across the world, but I guess I'll take it.
Okay, next round here. This should be somewhere in like the UK, I reckon. And this is the type of round where I think I could just send the image, because I feel like Ziggy would get this and probably Willie wouldn't. Yeah, this direction may actually be the best one to send, I think. So if I send it like this should be enough for... Ooh, but it might be too easy. I don't know. Maybe I'll just send the road lines. Actually, that's probably the best thing to do here. So I'll send these road lines, and then I'll also send this pedestrian crossing sign, or even that little sign there. Yeah. We've got this one. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Here we have the next couple of images. We have this road and these road lines, and we have this sign here. I initially thought France, but I'm also kind of tossing up between like the UK. I feel like that's a French kind of style of sign, the white one, but it could also be like Irish or from the UK. But I will lock in France. I'm like 51% there, 49% UK.
Okay, we have two clues again. This time the first image is just a road with dashed lines in the middle. Not too telling. We have like hedgerows here, so UK, Ireland, France. Okay, the second image, definitely UK or Ireland. I can't tell which one of those. Almost looks like it has like the same name in two languages, so bilingual, like Irish. Could also be Wales. But we don't have dashed outer yellows, so maybe more UK, actually.
Alright, I'm a little bit worried about how long Ziggy took there, but let's hear from Willy first. What are you thinking, Will?
Okay, I went with France.
Right, and Ziggy, which country did you think it was?
I went with UK.
Well, I'm pretty sure that this is UK, so that looks like I sent the right amount of clues, but let's find out, because it could still be Ireland, and it will... Oh, it's in Northern Ireland, so we got it right. It was the UK, and there we go. So the vibes were right from both of you, but we ended up coming out with a win. Okay, next round is a pretty obvious Chile here. We have all whites, we have this Google car. Ooh. Now that could be enough in itself, you know. So I think I'll just send it, and I hope that that'll be enough for Ziggy to get it. Okay, so apparently Ziggy has to go after this round. So we may make this one a double points round.
I think I know this. I think this is Chile. And I feel like this is northern Chile. I think I've seen a TikTok which had this clue in it. I think I might just be gaslighting myself. But I'm gonna go with Chile.
Okay, here we have a very famous meta. We have the stick found in Chile. I think it's near Iquique on the main highway, but also on a few other roads, so it's Chile.
First off, Will, let's hear your answer. The all-deciding round.
Okay, I could just be completely, like, gaslighting myself, but I swear I've seen this in a TikTok. This exact thing with the stick. And I think it's Chile. So I said Chile. I think it's northern Chile. It might be like one particular road on there, but I could have just misremembered the country. But I know I've seen this before.
And Radio, what did you think it was, Ziggy?
I mean, he already said everything you need to hear. Like it was in a TikTok. Yep, it's a famous branch. Yeah.
Chile, all the way in the north of the country there. And, well, it doesn't really matter that we ran out of time because Willy was the winner of it all. 5-3. Even if we had won the next two rounds, it would have been a tie. And because it's double points, he's already on 6 points. So there you go. Well played to Willy. And I think that was a lot of fun, boys. I'm sure when Ziggy goes back, he'll be shouting at me because some of these ones I probably could have picked better clues for. But I hope next time when we get back to this, that I can pick some better clues and that we can come out with the win. But guys. Thank you very much for both of you for coming on, and thank you all for watching, and till next time.